4.
Yeah, welcome back to Discovering Shark Week.
With the rise of Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus.
Yay! We're doing something a little different. Hopefully it's going to be a little better than... This is going to be our first kind of deviation of
It's
supernatural.
Giant Monster.
Yeah.
It's a Giant Monster movie.
So I'll let you go ahead and read the background description, and then we'll get into how many kills we think we're going to see. And
Alright. In the melting Arctic, 2 prehistoric sea creatures have been unleashed from tombs of ice. Bigger, stronger, faster than any animal in our modern world has seen. They terrorize the ocean. But when Mega Shark and Giant Octopus turn on each other, a spectacular battle for supremacy unfolds. 89 minutes.
89 minutes, alright. So, while I'm gathering... And so, if you guys haven't watched the previous episode, so what we do is we count how many the sharks kill, and they have to be somewhat known characters. They either have to have a focus on the person, or they actually have to have a line. So it can be a side character or whatever. So this is gonna be interesting because I assume. So you've already seen this movie, so you can't. So I'm gonna assume. So we're not counting octopus's kills, right?
No.
Okay. So this is gonna be hard. And it doesn't give you a description of like who the main characters are, you know.
The main characters, Mega Shark and Giant Octopus.
So can you give me a hint? Is there one party that's, because you've seen this movie already?
Mm-hmm.
Is there one party that's good and one party that's bad?
Like, is Mega Shark the good guy?
Yeah.
No, it's not like that.
Okay, so are they both the bad guys?
They're both basically the bad guys.
Okay, so this is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna say it's gonna be. I'm having. Okay, I'm sorry I'm dragging this out, but I'm having a draw where it's like. I was like, okay, well, who is there a pro player that maybe kills 1 or 2 on accident, and then the other one kills more? Is it gonna be an equal where they're both gonna kill much? It's like, you know, are we rooting for one? You know, is that saying of who wins, we both lose, or we all lose, or whatever? So I don't know. So I've been off on the things lately. You know, you get one right, and then the rest of it's been downhill. I'm gonna stick with. So what it is whatever I pick, then you get to pick either
upper or
lower. So meaning, it's not Price or Right rules, but it's you have to hit the number. I'm gonna say 7.
Well, then I will sit with 6.
6?
I will still be wrong. Because I don't think the kill count gets that high.
Oh, shit.
I think it's a really low kill count.
For both parties?
Just in general, I think there's like 3 main characters and nobody dies.
Oh, nice. Okay, well.
Well, there is a big scene early on in the movie, but they are not named characters, nor do they have lines, I don't believe.
So, because that's what I'm wondering, is it good? The scene that I'm envisioning is the shark's going to come out, and it's just going to eat a bunch of people. So what I'm envisioning is, get a little dark here. If everybody remembers the tsunami of, I don't even remember what county it was, but it was like a giant wave that came in, and you just see all these people standing down below, and then they all swept up. That's why I'm picturing the sharks can come out and eat like a bunch of them, and they're not gonna have it's just gonna be a far out. That's what I'm thinking. Probably a lot of people are gonna die, but so I don't know.
Before we
yeah.
Do you have a prediction on how the shark dies?
Oh, the shark dies. I'm gonna say it gets strangled to death by the octopus, and then the octopus gets sniped in the head.
Okay. Do you want my prediction? Because I don't quite remember how it happens.
Yeah. We'll take a prediction.
I think they shoot it with a nuke.
Nice.
I think just full out a nuke. Okay.
All right. So we'll be back after the short little break. Well, then we'll have our rundown of the movie. If we liked it or not, then we'll have our grading system, and that's shark tip.
Nice. I hope it's a giant shark tip.
Yeah, that was
This movie still sucks. It's just as boring as I remember it. And this time I had to watch it at 1 time speed.
Well, I kept saying if you wanted to speed it up, you could.
No, legally we can't do that.
I think there was like half 45 minutes in, I think we just started looking at other
Yeah, I
movies.
know. We started pulling up other things to just not watch this movie.
It wasn't bad. I will say it wasn't bad for most of like the fighting scenes were terrible. I mean,
the special effects were awful.
So I kept thinking this movie was a 2003 movie. And so I was like, okay, I'll give them that, things couldn't look that good back in 2003, or you couldn't hide it. I mean, in 2003, if you looked at it in 2003, you'd be like, oh, this is pretty good. But, now you're looking at it, you'd be like, okay, I can see. But this came out in 2009.
Yeah.
And so, watching, you could definitely tell.
I think it probably had a higher budget than the other 3 movies that we've seen so far.
It definitely had a higher budget, and I think they were able to not pay a lot of money for the deaths, because the deaths were just kind of they show them and then it was they moved on. What I mean by show them is they show them get to die, and then but they don't show blood or anything.
Yeah, you see, the thing is with all the deaths is that they were in some sort of vehicle.
Yeah, so
they were just able to. Boom! The vehicle is now exploded.
So let's do we don't have to do it in depth. No pun intended, but we don't do an in-depth review
or a plot summary of this.
Basically, let's just do this fast. Scientist steals boat. She goes.
No. Borrows a submarine.
Okay, my bad. Borrows a submarine. Goes look at some whales in the ice ocean, and then somehow she
stumbles upon the frozen remains of the mega shark and the giant octopus.
And global warming happens. They don't say global warming, but they never explain why. All of a sudden
there was a shatter effect on the screen, and then the giant octopus was in Japan. They took down an oil
rig.
Yeah, there we go. And the Japanese government was hiding that.
And let's be clear, this they really didn't have to have an octopus in this movie.
They had to. It was in the
octopus.
title.
The octopus was literally in the movie for 5 minutes.
So octopus is in Japan. The shark is in
California.
Yeah. Shark takes down a couple boats. Scientist lady reunites with scientist teacher. And then they join up with Japanese scientist guy, and they start to study what could this mysterious ocean beast be. And then they get abducted by the U.S. government and taken to essentially Guantanamo, where they're like, look, we're going to make you do science here.
We got to figure out how to get the shark to come out.
So they make pheromones.
By having the worst sex scene ever.
Yeah, that happened. They mixed some chemicals together, made some pheromones that glowed a healthy ooze green. And then they're like, we're going to trap the shark in the San Francisco Bay. And I don't remember if that worked. I don't think
it didn't. It didn't work because they were like, oh yeah, we're going to shoot at it. And every time they shot at the with the boat, shot missiles, it always would disappear and then come back out of nowhere.
Target destroyed. Target's not on the radar. Target might be still. No, target destroyed.
So so then they decide, okay, since we can't shoot with missiles, let's nuke it.
And they're like, no, we can't do that. The effects would be catastrophic.
And then scientist lady's like, oh, hey, let's just get these two to fight and kill each other. So then they drag them back to Antarctica, and then they fight.
I thought it was the Arctic.
I don't know where they.
It was somewhere.
They bring them back to Antarctica. They both fight for what seems like a fucking hour. They give up on each other, and then they come back and fight each other again. And
meanwhile, the scientist lady and scientist teacher they abandon the submarine, and they get in the smaller submarine.
Which I don't know how the hell that's possible. I don't know how a submarine can carry a submarine.
Well, you just do. And then the Japanese scientist guy shows up with his own submarine and shoots the shark a couple times, and then he gets attacked by the squid, and then he lives because he's the main character. And then the squid wraps up around the shark, giving Lyon a point.
Yeah, well, I'm back on
drags
number
him
one.
into the depths, killing both of them. The end.
Yeah, that movie was very.
And then they set up the sequel.
Yeah,
But
which
we're probably not gonna watch.
Well, I don't even know. We don't know if it is the actual sequel or not. But we're throughout the movie, we're trying to figure out some of these actors, and we're like, okay, well, who is this? And like the scientist lady's been in some other creature films. So a total of 15 kills.
I remembered this one being low, but I thought it would have been low because like none of the characters who die really say much, but apparently there's a lot of people who say like one line like "oh shit" and then gets killed by a shark.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about that scene, the scene where they're flying in a plane. Put your seat up. Would you like anything? Put your seat up.
I'm like, okay, so that's one. You know, because the stewardess is saying it, so I'm like, that's one. That's if she dies, that's one. And then the guy swings in and goes, "Oh shit!" And I'm like, "That's two."
and then the worst looking shark flies up, takes down the plane. Yeah. So neither one of us got the kill count right. And like I said, Lyon got the.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised because like I was like
the shark death.
I thought I was going for like an easy. So I didn't get the. We don't count it because it's a squid, but I didn't get the. I thought for sure that they would the squid would kill the shark, which he did, and then the squid would get sniped in the head by a missile. But no, they just end up both dying.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how the squid or the octopus dies. I think it might have just bled out, but it was really dumb. Anything you want to add to this?
No, I always forget. This happened yesterday too. I'm like trying to find facts. So I'm trying to find facts.
I see. I don't have much more to say about this movie.
Yeah, this one's actually pretty easy.
It's easy because nothing happened.
So what we do is we rank A being buy it on DVD, B being watch it on Netflix, C being watch it on TV if you see it, you know, whatever. D being don't watch, and F being just avoid this at all costs. So you went first yesterday. Honestly, I would give it a C, just because you don't really need to know what's gonna happen. The fights aren't that good, so I mean, if you were to happen to walk up and go to the bathroom or something like that, you know, who cares? But
I'd honestly give it a D.
D? All right.
Because it's incredibly boring, and it's one of those like, yeah, I guess I could watch 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there, and not care.
Right. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Where I'm like, oh, if I get up, and you know, because it's mostly straightforward, you know. That's kind of how I rank it. If it's like, okay, if it's straightforward, like, okay, how we kill a shark. The one thing I will say, it's like they really didn't need to have a squid in this movie, because the squid
didn't have a squid in that movie.
So
they had an octopus.
Right. I don't know. I don't know. I keep calling it squid, but like the octopus did absolutely nothing. The octopus was only there for the final scene.
It took down an oil rig.
So I wish I would have known that, because like I said, going into the movie, I didn't know how to count the deaths. I'm like, it's probably gonna be equal. It'd probably be like this. It'd be like the octopus does this. Now the shark does this. Now the octopus does this, and so it's like, okay, I got to counter and do this, and you know, all that stuff. So, all right, so we'll end the episode with a fact that I like to find. I just found.
Nice.
So I'm on thetravel.com.
Travel.
And it's 23 out of 23 facts you can learn about sharks. And I'm doing number 20 of 23. They can only swim forward. This is something that we have all heard of before, and it's the basis of a famous phrase that sharks can only swim forward. However, rather than being a myth, the phrase is generally accurate. The reason sharks can only swim forward, unlike the other fish in the ocean, is that these fish only have very stiff fins that cannot be controlled by their muscular system. Now that you know that these animals generally can't stop swimming forward, the more you know. I've never heard about this, but sure. So, yeah, if you want to... If a shark's chasing you, turn around and swim at it, and then swim under it.
Yeah, sure, why not?
And remember, If you
And
remember,
while you're underneath it, why don't you just grab it and go along with it?
you know, too bad I can't do. Too bad we won't have gifs, but there's a great gif of Brock Lesnar F5ing a shark, and it's the greatest thing ever. And it's still the greatest thing ever. But I hope you guys enjoyed. A little bit shorter of an episode, which we like. So one more, and tomorrow's episode is going to be kind of a special one. We both seen it, but neither one of us remember anything about the movie.
I mean, I remember the shark.
Well, I remember the shark. I remember the star, but I don't remember how many they kill and how many all that stuff. But yeah, see you guys tomorrow for the final.
See ya.
Of discovering the Shark Week.